We're reaching the quarterfinals of the GO4Heroes Tournament, and we're starting to get some pretty sweet matchups here. We have Kinguin, the ex-ESC squad, going up against NaVi. The last time that they played each other, NaVi was able to win that match, but in general, both of them are paired pretty evenly, and Kinguin is doing exceptionally well on the European server now. This team is doing work. NaVi, on the other hand, well, they are on rank 2 on Stormcraft.com in the European ranking at this point, but a few of the teams have said, well, they kind of lost a bit of their edge. If that's true, we're going to find out throughout the tournament. This is the match that can prove it. We are currently going into a game where we have, for NaVi, Vikings being played. They're going for Lost Vikings, and they also have a roaming squad with Tyrande and with Muradin at the beginning of the match here, whereas Kinguin, on the other hand, is running this with Illidan. Illidan is part of their composition here. They're trying to use him for this match, and boys, this is probably going to be a good one. So we're going to jump into the game now to find out who's going to take it here and will advance in the tournament. Is it going to be Kinguin or is it going to be NaVi?
The quarter-final, ladies and gentlemen, is starting. We have NaVi going up against Kinguin, and this is going to be a great one. We are on Cursed Hollow, and to the left side we're having NaVi with Shrimpy on Tyrande, Splendor on Rhaegar, JPL on Sylvanas, he's replacing Cilium here. We have Ethernal on the Lost Vikings, and Breeze on Muradin, the tank player in the team. To the right side of the map, today on support, I'm paired with Brightwing, Anti-Hero on ETC, Snow is playing Illidan, Nepsa is playing Tyrael, and we are having Invidium on Falstad. This is still a best of one, we're in the quarter-final. And, well, apparently, currently Kinguin is having a tough time taking a joke. There's a bit of a lobby trick that you can use to make it appear that someone else is writing something, even though they don't. And apparently Kinguin didn't know that. And the team is kind of known as being a bunch of trolls. Like, they have a bit of a trolly reputation, and they got trolled pretty hard, especially by Breeze. And apparently the trolls didn't like to get trolled here. So they didn't really enjoy that joke. Be it as it may, we're here to watch some awesome Heroes of the Storm, and both of the teams are very, very strong right now. Kinguin is on the rise, the ex-ESC team is extremely good, and they have great coordination, and they're already lying in wait in the mid lane, with Anti-Hero and Snow waiting for a potential kill against Splendor, or maybe Breeze and Shrimpy, who are currently starting to move in here. Muradin and Tyrande for the roaming squad. Anti-Hero is already there. We're going to talk about the compositions in a few seconds, once that this situation is over, because that could escalate any second now, but they decide to go down to the mid lane, the bot lane actually, where we're having in-wait Brightwing. So in this case, still 3 players up in the mid lane down here. Brightwing is getting obliterated. It's Muradin and Tyrande. They're extremely strong as a roaming squad, and that's of course the whole idea of this draft that we're seeing currently. There's the first stun, and Anti-Hero just uses his power slide to get away. ETC, of course, is going to focus on that power slide build again with Rolling Like a Stone and a double neck guitar on level 4 to increase the width and the length of the power slide so that he can get the most utility out of the build in the game. Rotations throughout the map are currently happening, and once again the attempt to go for a hero here, but Anti-Hero and Snow are ready, and they are trying to pay them back in kind. Already going straight for it, and Splendor and Breeze together with Shrimpy, they escape here, and they are trying to turn things around and focus on Snow, but he already dashing away at the same time. The builds in this case, the few things that we really need to point out is that we are still seeing a healing totem on the side for Rhaegar here on NaVi, because, well, right now they are more concerned with the extra heal than anything else. Healing Ward is getting a bit less popular. We've cast a lot of games yesterday and today where we saw Healing Ward not taken, not even on Rhaegar, but instead the reduction on mana costs for your healing, for your chain heal. We're having Muradin, of course, going straight into a build where you emphasize the Thunderclap, since it's a great talent to take against Illidan. Reverberation on level 1 got buffed in the last patch. There's now 50% attack speed reduction, and that is amazing against Illidan. One of the best talents that he can take against the hero. Level 4 talents for both of them already, and here comes the stun attempt again. Is Illidan once more. Brightwing jumping in. Power slide by ETC. They're going for JPL, and with the Haunting Wave, Sylvanas is jumping back, but once more Snow in hot pursuit of Splendor. Rhaegar is getting away away here, though at least trying to deny vision and starts to move in again, but there's also Illidan to consider. Brightwing starting the channel. JPL, can they get an interrupt here? They cannot, and they do not get a kill either. So Kinguin with the first move, yeah, they get the first one. Eric actually dying, and at the bot lane we have Eternal still soaking experience, and that's why they're currently nearly a level ahead. They were the entire time only up to the top with 4 players, and once again they're moving in. Breeze is jumping away in the last second. That was a close call. Splendor is trying to get away, and it looks like he will. There comes another Stormbolt from Breeze, trying to, of course, make sure that he gets away. And their tribute is still there. The tribute actually didn't get capped yet. Finally it is, and that took a long time. And during all of this, we had the Vikings down at the bot lane and also up here in the middle. So the experience lead is definitely quite significant that we're seeing currently for Navi. Keep in mind that this wave is also going to end up in their hands in just a few, so it's nearly a level that they are ahead right now. And that will give them an earlier level 7 talent, and if it continues like this, also an earlier level 10. But it looks like Olaf, is he gonna get away? Oh, yes he will, and Nepse goes, no! The protective shield on get Amher, wow. Wow, Olaf died, Nepse didn't. That was close. I really thought Olaf would get away and Nepse would pay the price here, but he did not. Right now to the top lane, Sylvanas with the push ability, and this is of course another strength of the lineup that we're seeing for Navi here. Running a Sylvanas in the team with such a strong roaming squad allows you to easily also go for 40 to get the opportunity. They're actually rushing this right now with 4 heroes. They have 4 on the lane, and they're splitting the Vikings on 2 lanes. You don't see that all the time. Oftentimes you keep the Vikings still together, but right now it is a split, and it works beautifully well for the team in blue. They are doing a great job here, soaking experience, taking down forts at the top lane with a 4-player rotation. The Vikings a major asset to them. Remorseless taken on level 7 now. We're looking at the level 7 talents for the opponent. It's Guitar Hero for the extra heal on ETC and the Gust of Healing on Brightwing. We're seeing down to the bot lane still 2 of the Vikings trying to push that lane in, and Eric is starting to take the top lane here, but he needs to be careful since anti-hero is already there to soak experience and of course also threaten the Viking. But the 4 players in the mid lane, they are doing a whole lot of damage right now. That wall is nearly down. Here comes Invidum again with his full stat, trying to push them back, but he's having a pretty tough time at it. We're seeing on level 7 Boomerang taken for him, so that's going to help to put some extra damage in against the clustered up setup. That's exactly what Navi is currently providing him with. Now double smite taken on Tyrael, and Tyrael next to ETC does not have to go for amplified healing, but the kill against him since he's a bit too far out on the map, and with those double stuns that you can sync up, Navi is just playing perfectly well. Navi is currently dominating this game. They are doing just such an exceptional job against Kinguin. It's crazy. Level 10 versus level 8.5. Up here, Eternal is probably gonna lose Eric. Whoa! He's trying to get away, and he will. Gets away, doesn't lose the Viking. Anti-hero is still checking the bush to find out if he's maybe just gone that way, but he didn't. There is another tribute, and of course Kinguin didn't even try to contest this one. They couldn't. They are currently 2 levels behind, and they don't have the level 10, where we have Longbow, Wailing Arrow, Ancestral Healing, Avatar, and Starfall. And that is also the time when they decide to go straight for the boss here, and there's very little that Kinguin can do about this. A great split on the Vikings. Eternal is doing an amazing job on them. He's controlling 3 lanes right now and is starting to soak all 3 of them. He's doing really well, taking this lane again. The counter boss up at the top is being taken, but they're once again sacrificing experience for that, and they're also losing time. At the bot lane, it's probably going to be a trade, top fort against bottom fort, but this one is easily taken out by the heroes alone, since Sylvanas is already disabling it with the Black Arrow, and that boss is not going to even get a scratch before that happens. The top lane push is nice, but it's going to be so much slower than the bottom lane push, and it's also not going to do as much. So right now, they're just going for the keep. I mean, Kinguin will have to TP. They get the level 10, and that's probably what they wanted to do in the first place at the top lane, but now they have to use their B button, because if they don't, they're gonna lose keep here. The mid lane, Eternal, is still getting experience. There's Snow on his Illidan also moving back, and the boss is already right at the wall towards the keep and starting to push that in. Tribute at the top is finally there. Brightwing is looking for friends. Nobody likes him, that's why everybody runs away. Showering would help, because, well, Brightwing, I'm sorry to say, but you stink, you. We have the rest of Navi moving towards the tribute, and it's going to be an easy one for them. At least it should. But it looks like for now only Brightwing is defending at the bot lane, and Kinguin is contesting this. Level 12.5 versus level 11. It is going to be the team fight, and here comes the snipe attempt, and it's not successful. Ancestral Healing went through, Judgment and Hinterland Blast didn't work. Here comes the Longboat with the extra damage, moving in already. Breeze with the Lightning Shield is just right at the front. Mittendrin statt nur dabei, wie beim DSF. And at the same time, Schwimpy is channeling the tribute, getting the second one. Really well done here. Navi impressing, but you should never ever count Kinguin out. These guys have been playing as a team for some time now, and they are doing extremely well. They've constantly been improving. Their coordination is just absolutely great, and this is something that they've showed several times now already. So you should definitely not count them out. They are behind though. They are definitely behind. 1.5 level, an extra talent. Even Spell Shield now taken on the side of Sylvanas, and I feel that's a very good adjustment to the build. Normally we would see Evasive Fire on Sylvanas on level 13, but considering that you are up against Judgment and the Hinterland Blast, also the Hammer itself, it makes a whole lot of sense for Sylvanas to play this a bit more defensively and to start with the Spell Shield instead. The Feral Lunge for the extra damage on Rhaegar with an overflowing Like on Tyrande, which will greatly improve their healing capabilities during those fights. And of course, Impatience is a virtue for the Vikings, which is going to help them here also quite a lot. Especially when we're getting the extra shield for the Vikings with the Norse Force later on, it's going to be easier to keep them alive. And at this point, we're having them moving straight into the mid lane. Once again, the split up at the top where Eternal is currently soaking some experience. But he's starting to join up with the rest of the team now, because when you don't have all of the Vikings together, you cannot use the longboat. So you have all of them you have to have all of them close together, and that's why he is running down with Eric as is. The tribute is there, and that's the Cursed Tribute. And there's still no level 13 talent for Kinguin. They're trying to get more experience at the top lane with Brightwing, but the stun attempt against Tyrael, and he's dead. Tyrael is down. Snow using Metamorphosis to save his ass, but he might die as well. The Ancestral Healing saving Tyrande, and look at that Starfall. Great zoning, and up here Eternal with a longboat going for a cruise and taking the bird down. Plucks the bird, takes down Falstad, and now they're just in hot pursuit, trying to take Brightwing and Illidan as well. They're going for Get 'em head first. Jumping in, and he is not making it. 4 heroes killed. Illidan the only survivor. Sylvanas took the tribute, and therefore they are cursed right now. Level 15 versus level 13, and oh my god, is Navi playing a great game here. This is a great match for them, and in the mid lane, it's the entire setup for Navi. With the exception of Eric, who moved down for extra experience, Eternal just doesn't stop to split them. He does not stop with the split. He goes down, starts to really counter pressure this. He doesn't have the cooldown ready for the longboat anyway, so I go for it. Another kill against Tyrael here. Tyrael just dying the entire time. Nepsa is getting focused every single time he appears at the front line. They're trying to go for Breeze. He gets healed with an Ancestral Healing. Eric is making his way over to the rest of the team fight again, but they're losing Rhaegar. The healer is out, and Eternal is starting to lose his Vikings now as well. Snow is getting low though, and already moving back. 16 versus 13. The extra talent's already taken. We have Lunar Blaze on 7 and Shooting Star on level 16 for the extra pressure. Down goes Rhaegar. Oh god, Illidan and also ETC are dead. Invido with a good Hinterland Blast, but that doesn't really do too much work now, and he himself is already down as the Deafening Blast from Sylvanas took him apart. Get 'em head with a quick blink here, trying to get out of harm's way, and he actually escapes. Great play by him. That Ice Block really saving him. It looked like he was dying, but he keeps himself alive. The Keep, on the other hand, in the mid lane is getting destroyed. Navi with continuous pressure against the opponents. They are still 3 level ahead, 10 kills against 2. And they have the pressure at the top lane as well, where we're seeing the Siege Giant camp going straight for the push here. An amazing game by Navi, and especially Eternal has to be highlighted here. Definitely one of the MVPs in this match. It's really difficult to pick an MVP, to be honest. Eternal was doing an amazing job with the Vikings throughout the entire game, making sure that he's always soaked at least 2 lanes, if not 3. And then we have great stuns on the side of Breeze. Tyrande with a follow-up was always ready. An exceptionally good game from these guys. And also Rhaegar, of course. Those Ancestral Healings that we've seen there were pretty darn good. And Brightwing, just a word of advice. If you want to have friends, that's what you want to do. Save people, and not just suck throughout the entire game. Rhaegar, take an example Rhaegar. He's doing so much better. Jump against Tyrande once again, but that judgment was not really worth it. They're fighting for the boss. They're going straight on the platform. There's the avatar for Breeze. He's using it. Vito is jumping in again, but that stun from Tyrande. Oh my god. Falstad and Illidan down there killing Tyrael and ETC. It's a team wipe. Brightwing is dead. and the boss taken by NaVi. NaVi had the extra talent and they were putting it to use. It was a Hail Mary move for Kinguin anyways. They were trying to use it here, but they could not really do too much. That was their last hope in this game, and now we're suddenly having NaVi jumping in once more to finish this game off. Kinguin is eliminated. They won't be reaching the next round of the tournament. Great job by NaVi. Really well played. Anti-hero leaving the game immediately. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is GG. Get him here with a GG. Well played. And congratulations to NaVi for this victory.
NaVi absolutely dominating. That Vikings play that we saw from Eternal there was absolutely great. He made sure that he had a Viking on every single lane, soaking from the beginning to the end, splitting them up, getting all the experience there. The team was able to push S4. He did an exceptional job. Just in general, it was just great to watch this play. Everybody on them was on fire here. Muradin with great play, Tyrande with good stuns, the heals that we saw coming in. That was an exceptionally good play by NaVi and Kinguin. They just weren't ready for this one, and I don't blame them. That hit them like a hammer, and it hit them pretty hard. So Kinguin is losing that game, out of the tournament now. NaVi, on the other hand, I mean, if they can keep this up, this kind of momentum, this kind of play, then they are going all the way to the finals. That was an impressive performance by them. Holy cow, was that good. NaVi, very, very cool story there. So guys, we are going into the next game in the next video. I hope that you enjoyed this one. It was a pleasure to cast it, and I hope it was entertaining for you as well. If it was, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up on YouTube, and drop a comment in the comment section if you have any questions. Gonna see you guys for the next match of the Go4Heroes tournament on the channel here. See you guys in a bit. Bye bye.